Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Hello, 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 hello. Hi, how are you? My name is Form, and this is episode, I believe now, 140. Here's the thing I haven't talked about my dad in a while, but I also kind of wanted to just quickly chat about getting older. Yeah. For those who don't know, I was born in 89. If you do the math, I'm 27. Okay, if you do the math properly, I'm 35. I will be turning 36 in a month or so. I always, I don't know. As you get older, you don't really think about getting older. But as you get older, you are reminded that you are getting older. Things become more difficult to accomplish. Things become more difficult to do physically. Things just start hurting. But if you stop moving, it gets worse, they say. With that being said, pretty sure getting older, the main thing that I've really come to realize, and unfortunately is the case for all of us, is that everyone else we know gets older as well. So I mentioned my dad quickly. Well, I went golfing with my dad yesterday. I went golfing with him not long ago as well, and he is getting older. Now, he just went to the hospital the other week. He had some odd stomach bacteria of some sorts. I'm not sure. He was in pretty big pain and pretty a lot of pain, however you want to say. But he went to the doctors, came out, had meds. The meds are pretty difficult, pretty strong medications, antibiotics. So, anyways, this whole week's been a little bit off. Not moving as much, not getting around, but it's been a struggle. For the last year and a half, he had open heart surgery over a year ago. That was a very, 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 very strenuous recovery. And then this past summer, he suffered two different strokes, and that set him back as well. But whenever I do things with my dad that I used to do with him as a kid, for example, golfing, I always see it as I was 13 years old again, 14 years old, going golfing. I was the one getting frustrated and caring way too much about my game, and my dad was always hitting on the green, on the green, on the green, on the green, and I was in the bush. The bush is green, but not the kind of green that you want to hit in golf. But I took him out and he did wonderful. And he doesn't get upset. He doesn't get annoyed. He doesn't get frustrated. It is what it is. He's a pretty laxy daisy man. But he had to stop playing a few holes. Short of breath, a little bit dizziness sometimes. And I wish I could say exactly what causes it in his body, but we don't really know. But it just reminded me that I'm getting older and he is getting older. He'll be 71 years old this coming January. And I know 71 doesn't sound super old anymore. But when you've got heart issues, when you're diabetic, when your lifestyle has never been super active, very sedentary, nutrition has always been just kind of eat whatever you feel like, within reason. He never eats sweets very much and all that kind of stuff, but regardless, it just made me realize that at the end of the day, he is getting older. And I remember when I was younger, I used to play mini sticks. And for those who don't know what mini sticks are, all my hockey fans will know, but they created a long time ago, they still exist, these tiny mini sticks, hockey sticks, but mini form in plastic. And you would play on your knees with tiny nets and tiny balls, and you would just play with your friends. And a lot of it was spent down in the basement room at not my first house, but my second house with the family when I was 8, 9, 10 years old. My dad would play with me, and then eventually he was just like, "No, I can't play like it. It just hurts my knees, and it's just like too hard on the body." And I always never understood, like, what do you mean? Like, there's no way. We're on carpet. It's all good. Well, as 35-year-old now, and I got a painful knee sometimes and that kind of stuff. Yeah, it would be difficult. So I get it. So even a long time ago, he started feeling, and I wonder if he realizes, yeah, I'm getting older, and there's things that I can't do anymore, and that sucks. But as he's getting older, especially with all these medical issues, it just made me think of how kind of a crappy feeling it is to get older, see other people get older that you know and you love. But then when it's a parent or it's a family member, it's even harder, I find. He can't walk the course anymore. He's got to get a cart no matter what course we go to. And it's a short course. I mean, I walk it, but it is a lot of walking. But, he gets the cart now. And I guess it's just something that I felt I wanted to talk about because I think it's important to take note of all these things as you get older. I think it honestly makes you realize these little moments that I do have left. Not saying anybody's dying anytime soon. Knock on wood, pray to God. What I'm saying is enjoy the moments that you are out and doing something you used to do with someone, even if it's a little bit tougher for both of you, maybe. Enjoy watching someone in a moment where maybe 5 years from now they won't be able to do that thing. Maybe it's just about being in the moment. But hey, we're all getting older. On that note, pretty short episode today. Just something I want to talk about quickly. We'll be back next week, of course. I'm also a little stuffy. Probably reduces my energy level. But here we are. Because even if you're getting older and you have less energy, you just got to push a little bit harder. Thanks for listening. I really appreciate it. As always, we'll catch you next time. Cheers.